Welcome, everyone. It's Peter here from Thrive and Success, and today I have the great honor of bringing you one of my dear friends and absolute superstar in the business world. His name is Ben, and he's the owner of Yazoo Wellness Practice Business Coaching. Welcome, Ben. How are you, man?
Yeah, going great. Thanks, Peter. It's great to be
here. Fantastic. So, Ben, just to give you a bit of a rundown, the purpose of the interview that we're doing today is just to give the people that are watching, just sort of like a real life case study of someone who's similar to them in their shoes, and just to see the sort of changes that you made in your business to get it to be booming and be able to, smash out those consistent sales that we both know you're doing. And, like we were discussing just earlier, you're on track to make 7 figures this year. So basically, it's just to give them an understanding of how it all just ties in together, Now, Ben, at the same time, I just want to be truthful and honest during our interview. We all know in business, in life, there are ups and there's downs. So throughout this interview, man, don't hold back at all. Just give us the raw truth. Does that sound all right with you?
Sounds great, Peter.
Fantastic, man. Fantastic. Look, to kick off this interview, why don't you just introduce yourself, and your business, and tell everyone why you entered business in the first place.
Yeah, so my name's Ben. I started in business actually from the age of 17. I've always had a love of business. I remember I started my first t-shirt brand 17 years old, and it was selling shirts to all my friends and my family members, even school teachers, really anyone who would buy them. And it was from that age that I really got a taste of the potential that business gives you unlimited upside. So unlike working a job, you can always take it further. And I've always loved that about it. So getting into business coaching for me was just a natural progression of my love for business. Something that I'm very passionate about is seeing other people get set free through business, enabling them to live the lifestyle of their dreams. So now I'm at a point where I'm running a business coaching service for wellness practitioners. So people who are nutritionists, naturopaths, osteopaths, chiropractors, anyone who works in this realm of holistic healing and natural health.
Fantastic. And for those that are watching, we will put a link to, Ben and all his services, like his, Yazoo page and all of that, so you guys can be able to, keep in contact with him as well. It's good to get a nice environment of people that can help progress you forward. That's awesome, man. So just tell us a little bit about where your business is at now, 2017.
Yeah, so right now I'm just in a stage of rapid growth in my business. This year I'm on track to hit 7 figures, which is going to be amazing. And I'm working a lot on my systems right now. So I've gotten to the point where sales are happening nice and smoothly. My lead generation system's set up very well and it's performing really well for me. So now from this point, I'm working more on my systems and making sure that all of the right systems are in place in order to sustain the rapid growth I'm experiencing. Things like administration, my CRM, all of my marketing automation, and even working on my sales system. So knowing exactly the process, taking someone from being a lead that I found on Facebook all the way through talking to them on the phone for the first time, building trust and rapport, finding out what they actually want, and then demonstrating that I can give them what they want and need.
Yeah, fantastic, man. You're saying that your sales and everything is on track, and that's all fantastic. But like we said, it wasn't always like that for you, was it?
No, I actually spent a bit of time really struggling to understand how to bring leads in, and also struggling to understand sales. That was a big learning curve for me.
So to give people a picture, where would you say you started off? Like, paint a picture for us so we understand. Like, now it sounds it's great. You're getting automation in. You're learning you're on your track. You're on track to hit 7 figures, and sales are coming in rapidly. Leads are coming in rapidly. But like at the beginning, what was like? Just paint a picture so we can understand and get a better visual.
So I started officially, like my career in sales outside of my own businesses started with solar power. So I went around selling solar panels, door knocking, door to door, booking people in for sessions with a consultant. And I really enjoyed that. I I like the interaction. I like the process of the psychology behind what makes someone say yes, what makes someone interested in your product. However, I wasn't the best at it. I struggled, and I ended up reading a lot of books and speaking to a lot of great sales people. And for a lot of years, I went through this process of growth, and it was slow, and it's really accelerated for me lately because of a few core things that have changed. Really what it comes down to, getting good at sales quickly comes down to your mindset. And so I can share a bit on that now if you want to go into that.
Yeah, fantastic. Why not?
Yeah. So the underlying core of being good at sales comes back to you being able to demonstrate to someone that you have the value that they're looking for, that you have what they want. And so from the very beginning, you need to value yourself. It comes back to that. If you don't value yourself, it doesn't matter what you want to sell them, like whatever it is, if it's a physical product or a service, if you don't value who you are, then they're going to get that vibe from you no matter what you say, no matter what kind of body language you outwardly express. They're going to feel that you're not valuable, and therefore they wouldn't want anything that you have. If you change that, however, like let's say that you could just suddenly become Jordan Belfort, like you just transform into Jordan Belfort. Immediately you would know how valuable you are because you'd know that you've done so many X amounts of millions in sales over the course of your career. And you'd know that you had those abilities and you'd feel confident in that. So it doesn't matter what you try to sell someone, like it could be literally anything, you would be able to sell it to them because that value just projects out of you. So being a good salesperson starts there. You need to have your mindset sorted. You need to come from this place of valuing yourself, and then it'll just naturally flow out and get you those results you're looking for.
Yeah, 100%, man. We cover that in one of our courses as well. It's like a sales and mindset mastery, the correlation between the two. But I just wanted to get your opinion. What would you say would be the correlation between sales and mindset?
So it's partially that self-value, self-validation, being certain that what you have can help that person. And even if what you have, like your particular product, if that can't help them, just being certain that you'll be able to find them something that will. Because that's what it all comes down to, that self-value, that certainty. And also it's a lot to do with being detached from outcome. Now, this is a bit more of a nuanced point, but if you're jumping into a sales situation where you just need to make the sale and it's like life or death to you, and you're actually worried that if you don't make the sale, it's all going to be over, then that too is going to project out, and they're going to sense that neediness, and it's going to push them away. It's going to repel them. So basically what you need to do is balance this desire to make the sale with a complete detachment at the same time, which is a bit of a paradox. And it's something that you need to practice. It's not something that you just do straight away. It's just a regular ongoing practice that you do. And things like meditation can help with that, visualization, all of these different things. But yes, mindset is really the make or break of being good with sales. So yeah, a practical way to do that would just be to trust in yourself that you've got the value, and also just to know that it's a numbers game, and your job is just to increase the ratio of those numbers. But just to remember that if you don't make this one, the next one's very close, and just always maintaining that confidence that you are going to make the sale.
Yeah, no, it's great you touched on that, because we also talk about this, and I see it time and time again, that catch-22 of I need to increase my sales. And so people also focus on just increasing their sales, that they are so, like you said, attached to the outcome that they don't actually get the outcome they want. And it's kind of like a reverse psychology, where if they don't actually attach to the outcome that they're looking for, they end up getting the outcome.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's a little bit more of an advanced thinking, and like you were saying, meditation and visualization can really help with that. but no, I'm totally on point with that, viewpoint, and it's great that you raised that point. And for the people that are, watching or listening, it'd be really good for you guys to also implement these sort of strategies that we're sort of discussing here. Moving on, I just wanted to say, okay, that's from a mindset point of view. What would you say would be your sales advice that you could recommend to anyone? So, for example, in your business, when you weren't making sales, I don't know, maybe it wasn't what you were saying, maybe it wasn't like the script or anything like that, compared to now when you're making consistent sales, what would you say to someone who is maybe struggling, to get sales across, or they were just starting up in their business?
Yeah, so there's a couple of points in there. One of them is letting go of what you think your prospect wants and actually asking really good leading questions as to what they actually want. And the truth is, a lot of the time, they don't even consciously know what they want. So part of your job as a sales professional is to draw that out of them by asking great questions. So a couple of examples might be, where do you see yourself in 6 months' time? And you'd get them to talk about their actual vision for where they would be in 6 months' time if they could have things exactly as they want. And you go into deep detail. Sales it's multi-dimensional. You should never just get hung up on one part. You need to look into the person and see who they are and think about their dreams, their vision, their passions, their hobbies, their relationships, their ideal income, their ideal weight, their fitness. All of these things, they all tie in together. This is someone's psychology we're talking about. It's a very complex thing. So you want to go into all of that and get a real feel for what does this person want in the bigger picture, not just what is this specific small problem or need they've got. And when you do that, you're doing two things. You're developing deep rapport, which is increasing your trust, and you're also getting a lot of insight into that person's psychology, their motivations, their emotional touch points, and all of this can come together. And once you've got that picture, then you can connect the dots and show them how your service, how your product is going to get them that result in their bigger picture. So you need to be a bit of an investigator to be good at sales and really connect with what that person desires. And then another thing that I would say is all throughout the process, again, coming from this place of value, so establishing this mindset, this foundation of you have the value to share, you're certain that you can give them value, certain that you can help them in their situation, and then maintaining your composure in that and just being confident in that and not being afraid to let them feel that you're ready to walk away at any point. You have no attachment to this. You want to help them, but hey, if they don't want to be helped, you're just going to go and help the next person. So just maintaining that sense of detachment again gives them breathing room. It makes it feel a lot like they're not pressured, and you want to shift the dynamics so that they feel like they're the ones holding on to you, so that you don't walk away from them. And when you do that, people will buy from you. It's simply how it works. Like, people don't want to be sold to, they want to buy. So if you can be the person who's got the value that they want to buy from, instead of being the person who's trying to sell to them, they'll sell themselves to you to get what you have. So just change the dynamic, and it all comes back to that foundation of holding the value, being confident, being certain that you are someone who brings value.
Yeah, no, thank you for that. It's so true. I think there was a study done as well with kids, and they put lollies in front of them, and the kid wouldn't touch the lollies at all. Didn't want it, whatever. But as soon as you would take the lolly away, the kid wanted it. And just the fact that you were taking it away from them, that's okay. If this is not for you, that's fine. That made them want it so much. It's exactly what you were saying. That they don't want to be sold to. They want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as you take it away, they're like internal instinct to want that just grows dramatically. So yeah, that's fucking phenomenal. Awesome advice, man. Awesome tips. Now, look, we've been talking about a lot of good times, a lot of great strategies, a lot of great tips and stuff. But look, we're all in business and we all know ups and downs. So I want to be honest and let the guys here know, what are some downs that you've faced in your business? Like, so in this Wezu, wellness practice, coaching, and how did you overcome them? Like, what sort of tips did you go through? Did you get a mentor? Did you get help from someone? Was it an internal thing you did? Just talk us through that.
Yeah, so some of the downs that I've gone through, there's been a couple of situations. So one, for example, has been making a sale and building a client up to the point where they feel empowered to make a buying decision, which is a very important point in this journey. However, what can happen is if it's a significantly sized sale, clients can turn around and basically they can freak out. Whenever someone makes a big buying decision or they make a major life decision, it's very easy for people to then turn around and go, oh crap, what have I done? And then want to try and get out of it. So I've had situations where clients have actually pulled out. And as someone who's invested so much energy into them and essentially broken them through so much fear already to get them to that buying point, for them to then turn around and fall back into fear it's shattering. It's shattering for you as that person who's sold to them, because you've helped them so far along the journey, and then they just go and they give up and they basically allow themselves to be a prey of their own fear. So that was difficult for me, but as I learned what was involved in that, and again, the psychology of that, you need to empower people before that freak out happens. So you need to actually set the frame, we call it pre-framing, so that they understand that it's completely natural when they make a major decision to freak out after. And you need to explain that to them and go, look, this is going to happen. This is natural. This is normal. And actually, this is a good sign that you're making progress, because that old you who would have been too afraid to do this, that old you wants to hold on, but you're making the decision now to step up, to do something significant with your life, whether it be using your product or your service, that they're making a major decision, a major change in their life. So of course there's going to be fear, but just remember that it's completely natural. So when you pre-frame that really strongly, and you even can use some case studies of other people who have freaked out and then how they were able to get through it, it normalizes it for them. So when it comes time after they've made the decision and they might have paid a deposit or they made the whole payment, later on, like the next day, or when they've talked to their partner and they start feeling these anxiety or fear feelings, then they'll remember your words. If you've pre-framed it strong enough, they'll go, oh, of course, Peter said this was going to happen. And they'll be able to move through it much faster. So yeah, me learning that, I didn't just learn that myself. I've actually got my own mentor who teaches me on the skills of sales and the psychology of it. And that experience that I've drawn from him has been irreplaceable. Like, I couldn't have made so much progress if I didn't have a mentor. You can go out and you can read books, you can read stuff online, you can watch videos, but having a mentor there, particularly someone who's so strong in sales like yourself, Peter, having that person who can give you that feedback quickly is invaluable, because it means you're going to be able to give them an overview of what happened, and you're going to be able to tell them the high points and the low points, and then they're going to be able to give you specific tailored feedback to those low points so that you can go out and make those changes instantly.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. I also have a mentor, and I think one of the best things about, like you said, you can read books, you can listen to audios, you can read people's biographies, autobiographies, and all of that, and listen to their lives. But the difference with having a physical person there is this one thing which absolutely destroys and like makes people grow, not only just in business but in health and everything, is accountability. They hold you accountable, and like you said, by helping you in your lows and celebrating your highs with you, that really helps you grow, not only just in your business but as a person as well. So that's fantastic, man. Look, I know you're a busy man. You've got a lot of things on your place, and I'm so thankful that you actually freed up some time in your calendar to get this quick interview in. I think we'll wrap it up here. And what I want you to do is maybe just for the people listening, first of all, thank you so much. You've been a fantastic, interview, Ben. I always love speaking with you. Always love hearing your words. Always love watching your business grow. Can't wait to celebrate with you when you hit the 7 figures. It's gonna be great. We'll have a 7-figure party together. What I would want to do just to wrap it up is maybe just leave the audience with maybe your top three tips that you just want to if you were to like give someone advice, especially starting up in business or just new to the whole business world, what would be your top number 3 tips?
So the first one I would have would be to have a vision. Have a really strong vision of where you want to be. Because, yeah, it's great to become good at sales and to start creating a great income for yourself. But if you don't have a compelling reason to grow faster, as fast as possible, and to learn the skills, because to become world-class at sales, you need to knuckle down and learn some skills. So having a strong, compelling vision and a good reason why this is so important, why this is a must, that will push you through all the bullshit and it'll push you through all the challenges that are inevitably going to come up. So whatever that is for you, spend some time and really craft where do you want to be, in 10 years, in 20 years, because that's what's going to drive you and push you through everything. Number 2 is, we touched on this already, have a mentor. I cannot recommend this highly enough. When I started out in business, I invested $20,000 in a business mentor because I knew that was the difference between me being average and being average to good even, to me being world-class. If you want to be world-class and you want to generate a big income with sales, then you need to invest abundantly. You need to go out and you need to find someone with the skill set who's going to take you from where you are to as high as you can possibly be in the shortest time possible. You can go and slog it away for years and years and, again, read the books and just learn from your own experience, or you can accelerate that process by investing in a good mentor. And then number 3 would be have awesome rituals. Have daily rituals that you practice that are going to enable you to really consolidate that mindset, which we touched on, which you need to be successful in sales. So an example of this would be waking up in the morning and having some affirmations that you read out, looking at yourself in the mirror, and whatever it takes, even if you have to yell these affirmations to get them to sink in and to really feel them in your body, freaking do it. Get in front of that mirror and yell these affirmations out every morning. Another good thing to do would be actually exercising as you say those affirmations, letting yourself really feel them. So I am valuable. I am certain. I always break my clients through. I always get them results. No matter what, I do whatever it takes to serve my clients. Stuff like that. And write a list of them down, especially the things that you struggle with, and practice them every single day. So those are really the best bits of advice I can offer your viewers, Peter. It's the daily rituals, it's investing in the mentoring, and it's having a strong, compelling vision. I hope they get some value out of that, because those are the things that personally helped me the most.
That's awesome, man. And I wouldn't be able to say it better myself. You've hit the nail on the head on all 3 points. And if the viewers or yourself or even anyone that's listening, has looked into successful people's lives, they'll find that some of them have a mentor for every single area of their life. They'll have a business mentor, they'll have a fitness coach, they'll have like a mindset coach, and that is how they become so successful, because they have these like mentors that are like helping them grow every single day and challenging them to be further. And like we were saying before, holding them accountable to everything. As soon as they say something, that's it, it's done. Where are you at with your business, Ben? You're not doing this. You said you were going to do it. You've got 3 days. Let's get it done. And that's absolutely phenomenal. And I'm 100% with you on the daily rituals. We go through a lot of mindset in the course. We go through a lot of mindset in a lot of videos that I do. And just like a very simple one that I feel like a lot of people can benefit from is just that whole I can't and how can I. I think that's massive. I can't hit 7 figures this year. And just changing that one thing to how can I hit 7 figures this year, and you'll watch your whole business, your whole life, that area, whatever you're applying it to, just absolutely transform. Because instead of trying to find some excuses with I can't do it because I don't have time, I don't have money, I don't have energy, you now go to how can I, which is like how can I have time, energy, money, whatever it is. And I think it's absolutely amazing. Absolutely phenomenal advice. Thank you so much, Ben. Before we wrap up this interview, is there anything else you wanted to let the guys know?
This is a shameless plug. I've known Peter for a while now, and the quality of his sales advice, I've actually taken a lot of his advice for myself, and it's improved what I do phenomenally. I actually used to spend time with Peter on the phone and we'd practice scripts together. And he broke me through a lot of shit really quickly. So he's an absolute animal at what he does. If you're thinking about working with him, just freaking do it. Make it happen. He's going to get you there.
Thanks so much. I remember those phone calls late at night. Just that was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thanks so much, Ben. Once again, been a pleasure to have you here on this interview. I know you're a very busy man, so thanks so much for making the time. And to everyone listening, we'll have Ben's details somewhere below, so you can definitely keep in contact with him and see what he's doing. Once again, thanks, Ben. I hope you have a great night.
Thank you, Peter. You too.
Thanks so much, man.